All right, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for tuning in to Gill Time, where you come to waste time. All right, thank you for being here. This is my very first episode. We're just gonna see how this goes. I think one of my friends asked me why the hell I'm doing this, and my simple answer was, it's kind of like I'm trying out a new sport. Let's see where it leads me. I'm going to talk a little bit about everything. It's gonna be a little bit of shit, a little bit of nonsense, a little bit of Gill stuff. That's it, dude. Plain and simple. No, but on a serious note, shout out to Cole Henderson, who asked me, kind of got my thought process going as to what I should be thinking about, and shout out to Scoops, who also gave me the line "Gill Time, where you come to waste time." Yeah, dude. So most of this is gonna be calling random people. We're gonna take in their perspectives. We're gonna give them a little bit of background as to who they are, and we're just gonna jump into a bunch of random topics. So let's get this going, ladies and gents. Alrighty, our first guest on Gill Time podcast is Mr. Andrew Jensen. He is the most gentlemanly of all the people that I've ever known. So let's give him a call. Andrew? Hello. Oh, motherfucker. Here we go again. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, okay. Fucking God. Mr. Jensen?
Hey, what's up, Carnations?
What up, sexy? How's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
Dude, fantastic. That was we got a little bit of technical difficulty there. That was most definitely exciting.
I don't know why our phones keep doing that. We need to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. How many engineers is it going to take to fucking figure this nonsense out?
I don't know.
Bro, I guarantee you, I feel like relationships have been broken up over this shit. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, I get it. I almost, like, even with me and Paulino, we get in a fight. Like, I'm like, dude, it's your internet. And then we're like, no, it's your internet. I'm like, what? I'm telling you, that's half the discussion.
Dude, at this point, Vivian and I, we don't even do regular calls anymore.
Yeah.
We've had so many network issues, so we just always FaceTime audio call each other.
There we go. Yeah, even that's what I'm trying to say is, like, her internet is shit, and I keep pointing it out to her. Like, at the end, I was like, okay, let's just do an internet speed test, and that's what okay. And then from that, I literally proved, like, Google told her you have shit internet. I'm translating. Yeah, I'm serious, dude. It just said that this is bad quality or whatever Google says, like, out of the speed test. But yeah, dude, that I was like, see, all right, now I've won.
No, she's the one with booty internet. That she's got to solve this problem.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Either get something better or just upgrade. Good, for God's sakes, we live in, and she lives in Vancouver, Canada. Like, Vancouver, get your shit together. Like, good lord.
Does she still live at home, or is she on her own?
Yeah, no, but I'll give you one thing right now. Punjabi girls live with their parents until they get married. That's a fact.
Oh, okay.
That's a fact. Yep. We are, yeah, they are not, you know how white people, they're like, oh, you're legally allowed to leave the house at 18, and some do, some don't, whatever. But yeah, you're not a legally adult until you fucking leave the house, dude.
No, that's a very interesting point. That's kind of, honestly, it's a very normal expectation within American culture, within quote-unquote, like, white culture, is that once you are of a certain age, you are expected to leave the house.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't, that's a sign of laziness.
No, bro, that's completely different in Punjabi culture. That's like, not even close, for sure. But, all right, sexy boy, you got some time to chat with me or what?
I got some time. I always got time for you.
Okay. All right. So first of all, I want to point out, I know that both you and I do not like cats. You know, it's not that I hate cats. We don't get along. It's not something that
we're dog people.
Yeah, we're dog people. I completely agree. Even though I don't like your dogs as much as other dogs, but We're dog people more than cat people. We can come in and join on that. And the first thing I wanna talk about today, dude, there's cat herpes out there, bro.
Okay, so what is this? What you talking about?
Dude, it's it's cat herpes. Just hear me out. Okay? They're everywhere. If you touch a cat's butthole.
What the hell does that even mean?
All right, I'll give you a little bit of scientific term.
Herpes is a sexually transmitted disease.
And this is transmittable. This fucking thing transmits like, okay, here's the scientific term just to get off the jokes, okay? It's toxoplasmosis. These motherfuckers, and dude, I'm telling you, this is like when I found out, like, okay, I think I was hearing some other podcast and I was like, what the hell is toxoplasmosis? And I started doing some research. Like, there is a fucking big percentage of the population that has this shit, dude.
Are we talking? We're talking people here, right?
Bro,
not just cats.
No. Yeah, like it. Okay, so it's I think it's a what the fuck is it called? It's not a bacteria. It's a Is it a parasite? I'm pretty sure it's a parasite.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a parasite, and you can apparently the most common way to get it is like if you're scooping up like cat shit or like you touch cat shit
and what, Karn?
Yeah.
I have heard of this before. I've never heard of that term before, but I have heard of this. I've heard of cases where people died because of whatever kind of shit gets passed through cat feces. Mm-hmm.
I see. I haven't heard of that. I've just heard like it was more of just like you get this. Okay, so apparently you can get this parasite, but if your immune system's like good enough, then you don't have to really worry about it, right? It's like it just gets along for the ride. Like that's what this little doing. It's just like it's going and it's not really doing much of anything, right? But it's like it's easily transmittable. Is that a word? Transmittable? Whatever, fuck it.
Easily transmitted?
Yeah, easily transmitted. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's easily transmitted. And I was like, and then like I told my wife, I told her that I was like, dude, your cat, that is a living herpy, dude. Get the fuck, do not bring that thing next to me. It's a living fucking herpy. And you know what she called me?
What'd she say?
She's like, you're the human herpy.
Probably not. Cannot be talking to my boy Carl like that. Oh, goodness. No respect. Now wait, let's be clear, because you just called her your wife, but technically she's your fiance, correct?
Correct. Technically, I mean, even over the podcast, dude, we gotta say it's because I'm gonna be seeing. I don't know who checks because. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background. Paulina is my technically legally wife, not under God's eyes yet.
Okay, I'm confused.
What?
Hold up. Are you guys actually married yet?
We went to court, so we got married. We are married.
Why am I just hearing about this right now?
Okay. It's not even that big of a deal, bro. The real wedding's not happening until next July. It's not happening until next July, dude. Relax.
Keep going on with your explanation.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, we wanted to get the green card. Oh, fuck, I can't even say that over the fuck, dude. Okay, I can't say a lot of things because it's like if the government finds out, like they can definitely use this against me and not call this a valid like wedding, which I hope they don't get to this by this point. But yeah, dude. Anyways, yeah. So technically, we are married, but not just not under God's eyes yet. Or we. Yeah,
well, congratulations.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No idea.
So yeah, dude. Let's talk a little bit about Andrew Jensen, just so the listeners can know who the fuck Andrew is. So, Andrew is a white boy, and he likes to call himself that. He likes to say that he's from Minnesota, but he's also from.
No, there is no other location. Born and raised in Minnesota.
Okay, fine. We won't let the listeners know where the fuck you're from, okay? But yeah, he's from Minnesota. He takes a lot of pride in being from Minnesota. We both weirdly like winter. I love winter. I like it when it's a little bit cold. I like to put on like sweaters and heavy clothes. It's always a good time, dude.
Nothing better.
Dude, I'm telling you, nothing better. But yeah, dude, let's talk. So we're okay. A little bit about myself too. I guess I haven't even told them about me. I'm a mechanical engineer. I went to Walla Walla University. That's where I also met Andrew Jensen. We were.
That's right.
Yeah, me and Andrew and I just to be fucking grammarly correct. Andrew and I were both roommates. So was it senior year, Andrew?
We started, or did we start rooming together our 5th year? Did we start senior year or 5th year? I think I roomed.
No, oh, you're right. It was our super senior year, wasn't it?
Right, because I roomed with Jeff all sophomore, junior, senior year, and then we started living together.
That's right. Was I your second roommate? Or was it Scoopy?
If we're being technical, I guess, okay, we'll throw Scoops out of the mix, and we'll speak strictly in the sense of, like, the school years.
Yeah.
You were my 4th. Because first was Monte. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh, Monte. He was only there for freshman year, wasn't he?
Yeah, that goes way back. Well, and he wasn't even there for all freshman year. He only stuck around for first quarter, and then he did.
That's right. Shout out
went through that whole, which is a kind of unfortunate thing because he was a really bright guy, but he got sucked in to like the drug zone of college. You know that introductory phase where suddenly all the druggies, they just pulled him in, and he could not get out.
I swear to God, dude, so many weird, I swear to God, so many fucking weirdos in freshman year. I remember, let's actually call these fucking guys out. You remember when we were in that class, the very first class, where they were like, okay, so look to your left and look to your right. One of these guys is not going to be there, right?
First day of introduction to engineering, yep.
Yeah, exactly. Intro to engineering, whatever that stupid class was. And then the guy next to me, you know this guy too. That I don't want to say his name just so he doesn't get pissed, but this was the same guy. He looked at me. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be here, bro. I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, cool, like whatever, you know. Like he definitely, yeah. I was like, he had that fucking like, it's not even like the good cocky. It's like that. I don't know how to explain it, dude. It's like that cockiness where you're like, yeah, this guy's just fucking, he's trash. He's like, no.
There's so many people like that. And the reality is, we were all naive at the time. So
for sure.
Few of us actually knew what we were getting into with the engineering program.
I agree, dude. I agree. It was, I can tell you right now, I was not prepared. Like the amount that I complained, freshman year, and then like because it gradually gets harder. It doesn't get any easier from that point on, you know, like. And like, absolutely. Yeah, like I mean, the only gradual thing that got easier was probably calc, and that was about it.
Right.
You know, like
you have your Victor Wands and your Teddy Zirkles, who are the naturally brilliant guys who can. No, I'm serious. You know, who can like get through the program because for sure. them learning isn't difficult.
Yeah.
The material wasn't a challenge.
No, for sure.
Like for the rest of us, it just came down to the depth of our will.
Yeah, dude.
How determined we were to get through the program, and a lot of those guys freshman year just didn't have it.
No, you're right, dude. It's like I remember, like fucking, like oh my goodness, Teddy did not. I guarantee you, if that motherfucker did not have a single time where I think that he was like, yeah, dude, I wasn't able to finish the assignment. Like, no, there unless like it was absolutely ridiculous and we didn't have like our full context of the problem, like all the information that was needed to solve the problem. If you had all the information to solve the problem, he definitely solved it. There's no doubt in my mind. There were the only times that he was not able to do homework, he just didn't have his information down. Like that's it. That was like most of it. I guarantee. Yeah.
Smart, dude.
Fuck. And Victor, that motherfucker would play League of Legends most of the time, and then like, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna study for the test. For like, we had a big test or whatever, and this motherfucker would just like, he's like half an hour before he went to bed, he's like, okay, I got the test down, and then he's like, man, I don't think I passed the test, like that, like, you know, and then he would always come back and he was one of the people that got like 90% or above, like fuck you, bitch.
He did that all the time. He did that with everything. He loved putting out like this false humility, this display of false humility.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, yeah, I probably didn't do too good, or you'd play sports with him and he'd be like, nah, I'm really not that good. I'm terrible. And then he'd kick your ass.
Bro, but that's one of the things I love about him too. He was like, because like, okay, the things that he was good at, he was very humble about. He never, correct. Yeah, you would never know that. Okay, yeah, this guy is like okay, yeah, he's like fucking around. He's actually not that good. But then the things that he sucked absolute dick at, I'm gonna tell you right now, Victor Wang, you are not better than me at Super Mario Kart DS. I am calling you out right now. Okay, you are not better than me. And dude, he would literally so much smack talk, like so much smack talk. It was
honestly,
the funniest thing,
dude. Once you
dude.
get to know him well, that's his tell. As if he's being arrogant and cocky, you know he doesn't have the shit to back it up.
Oh yeah, dude.
But
oh, yeah, for
if
sure.
he's being extremely humble, you know that you're about to get smacked.
Yeah, dude. Man, I miss those days. Low key, I miss those days, no doubt.
Those were good days. But okay, yeah, going back to the whole roommate thing. So yeah, Monte left after first quarter because he fell into like hardcore drugs, and he was failing every single class, so he couldn't maintain his grades and got kicked out. After that, actually, yeah, so that following quarter, the second quarter freshman year, didn't have a roommate. Third quarter, I roomed with Michael.
Oh, Michael Hagman, that's right.
Yeah, and that didn't last because then, and I think I talked second quarter with Jeff about rooming together. So then, sophomore year hits. That's when I start rooming with Jeff.
That Jeff, dude. And I'm forgetting all these middle dudes. I'm like, oh fuck, damn.
Yeah. So then, Jeff and I roomed together all sophomore, junior, and senior year, and then he graduates on time.
Yeah.
We stayed for fifth year. And that's when you and I started rooming together.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of context too. So yeah, Karn and I was a civil engineering major. He was a mechanical engineering major. And we went through the whole program together. And
it's a good time.
Then roomed together for one quarter our fifth year. But man, if that wasn't a bonding experience.
Yeah, dude. It definitely was. I definitely learned so much about you and so much about a different human being altogether. And definitely let's kind of lead into our fucking lifestyle, how different the both of us were. Like I most definitely remember when like I was more chaotic. If there was two sides to chaos and order, if you could put chaos and order on one side,
oh my goodness.
Chaos, me. Order, Andrew. And when I talk about on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you don't understand what we fucking mean by that, okay? So me, I can tell you right now, I'll take the pride in it. I'm better now. I'm definitely much more organized. I know what, as a human being, like, okay, you need to get your shit straight. You need to have a clean room, whatever. But when I was in college, dude, you could not see my floor. I was one of those dudes. I can tell you right now, I was most definitely one of those dudes. And then you had Andrew, the exact fucking opposite. This motherfucker would so we had our utensil. Each had our own utensil little spots where we put our spoons and forks, right? Andrew would lay down napkins, and then each and every fork and every knife he would lay, like, it was exactly in that same spot, orthogonal to each other, okay? And like a pure maniac freak. Like, you do not understand what I mean by if you like slightly turn that thing, like, let's say like 25 degrees, he'll notice it. He's going to open it and he's going to fix it. And he's going to be like, who the fuck messed with my cabinet? And you're definitely the most OCD individual.
Okay. Hold up. Now, yes, I did like them to be straight.
Yes.
But if they were slightly skew, I wasn't about to lose it. I would, if someone like took one of my forks, I would notice that and then I'd flip out. But I didn't need them to like constantly be perpendicular to the drawer itself or anything crazy like that. But no, definitely I have a lot of OCD tendencies. That's for sure. Let's forget about the forks. Let's go into like, okay, tell me your Saturday morning routine, Andrew. Let's just go. I know you have it fucking down, dude. Come on, tell me what it is, dude. And I feel like unless it's changed since then. That's the thing that has changed since then.
Fuck, so, okay. So let me go through the Saturday morning routine, all right? So he usually so he would sleep in every Saturday he would sleep in. This is a undenying fact. He would always sleep in, and then the minute he got up, he had half a gallon of milk. And I'm not joking when I say this, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly half a gallon of milk. He will not buy a whole gallon and like split it. No. He bought exactly half a gallon, and then he would eat 5 or 6 bowls of cereal? Is that like, am I exaggerating?
It was more like 6 or 7 to 8.
Okay, there you go. So 6 to 7, 7 to 8 bowls of cereal, and this is not like you're like, oh, it's just
was about 2,000 calories worth of cereal.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, 2,000 calories worth of fucking cereal. Like, and I'm telling, okay, if you don't know Andrew, he is a skinny motherfucker, lean. He is lean. Like, but I will say, okay. 5 days of the week you would eat healthy, and I actually respected that a lot about you. You had a specific, and he would not get tired of the same meal. Once he figured it out, he would have the same shit over and over again. He never got over it, dude.
Yeah, all part of the structure.
But it's just like, you are the definition of order, Andrew. I do not know a single man alive who had that much order. Like, it was absolutely insane. And even then,
just to give him even more perspective. So here's another classic example. We're going back to the kitchen. So the way that our kitchen was set up in Mountain View was, this is typical of any kitchen, but you got, you have your oven to the left.
Yep.
And counter space, and then sink with one side, like left side of the sink, right side of the sink, and then dishwasher to the right.
Yeah.
And what we had kind of, I don't know, I feel like implicitly created at the beginning of that school year was that my side was the left side, the left side of the sink.
Yep.
And then that counter space, and your side was the right side of the sink, and then that following counter space on the right.
Yep, and then a little bit on the back too, because the right side was super
Yep.
small.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
But I'm fucking telling you, so come the end of the week, so that's the thing. For me, it's like what was normal was I would always try to clean my dishes after every single meal, but if it was a busy day and I couldn't get to it, then at the very least I would make sure that I cleaned my dishes, had them washed and dried and put away by the end of the day. This motherfucker Karn would wait until the end of the week. He would just let all of his dishes stack up in the sink, get nasty and crusty until the end of the week. And then he would just throw all of them into the dishwasher and clean them.
Dude, dude, okay.
So by the time we hit freaking Thursday and Friday, I'm having to like cook in the kitchen, and we got like mold growing over there on your side of the sink. We got bugs crawling around. It's terrible smells everywhere.
First of all, there were no bugs. Okay, we don't have to exaggerate here. Okay, I can agree there was like slight. Okay, first of all, the mold was the food in the fridge. Okay, that I'll attest to that. Okay,
it was really just the smell of old food.
You're right. That was I guarantee. Yeah, I'm sorry, Andrew. There were a lot of things that I was not good about, and not just cleaning in general, man. Like I honestly, okay, I'm gonna blame my mother for this. Mother, I love you, I really do, but I blame. She would. I'm telling you, dude. I like lived from the day I got up and the minute I went to bed. Like whether it be my clothes on the floor, everything would be like spanking clean. And not that I even asked her of it. Like that's just how it was. Like it's just very weird as to how I grew up. Like it was very traditional. When I talk about traditional, it's very traditional. Like my mother would like clean everybody's room. She would make everybody's bed, and like, you know, it was just like she was very organized and clean. She could not go to bed unless she had everything done and the house was in perfect order.
From her?
No, most definitely not. I picked up everything from my father. Everything that you like, clothes on the floor, like, dude. Okay, let me give you a little bit of story. So my mom left my dad. She went to go to Cali, where my grandparents live. My mom's side of my grandparents, and my dad, like, I came home and it was an absolute chaos, dude. And I was like, this is where I get it from. This is it. He did not clean any of the dishes, Andrew. I had to come to that weekend, come from work and clean everything. I'm not kidding you.
Damn.
And my dad, and that's the thing, like, my dad doesn't cook either. He doesn't fucking cook. I mean, okay, he'll make the occasional chicken here and there, and like, but like, no, like overall,
He's
no.
got a few recipes or simple things that he knows how to make.
Exactly. No, he only knows how to make rice and chicken. That's literally about it. Rice and chicken, bro. But I mean, he makes it pretty good. I can't lie that he doesn't make it. He makes it pretty good.
He's perfected the rice and chicken.
Yeah, bro. Fuck. Man. It's a good day. Anyways. Yeah.
No, don't even. The other thing, if there was one other, like, key classic Karn.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's go through it.
Was how you would leave. You always had a supply of Reese's peanut butter cups, the mini Reese's peanut butter cups, ready to go.
Shout out to Reese's peanut butter cups, dude. They are always gonna be the best. And fuck, okay, can I just say this on the side? Hold on, just on the side. Fuck Reese's Pieces. They are not. You should. I'm telling you right now, Reese's, like the Reese's company. You need to ban that shit. That shit is disgusting. On the other hand, my favorite chocolate and my favorite candy. If you guys ever want to send me something, Reese's peanut butter cups, dude. All right, that's the way to my heart. I will promise you.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, that's probably why I have this nice little gut going right here, baby.
Remember the time I bought you those nice little holiday Reese's peanut butter trees?
Oh, yeah, I still love you for that, bro.
I got you. I remember you being all like, they're not in the shape of regular pieces, but Reese's peanut butter cups.
Dude, it's
I'm like, Carl, they're not the same thing.
No, it's not. Okay, I'll tell you right now. First of all, the peanut butter to chocolate ratio is off on those things, dude. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. First of all, and another thing. when I say Reese's peanut butter cups, like the original peanut butter cups, when I say that's the perfect chocolate and the perfect design, I mean that. I fucking mean that. The design of the little notches on the side, bro, and how it like angles in, and then the two surfaces are parallel to each other. You can't get any better than that, dude. Like, you can't. I'm sorry. Like, that is, I guarantee you, whoever fucking made that chocolate, they got that idea from God himself. All right? That's a God-given gift. You hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a God-given gift.
Obsession with candy. But
hey, it's not candy, it's chocolate. Candy's different.
Obsession with chocolate.
Yes, obsession with chocolate.
So you always had a constant supply during the quarter we lived together. Fuck. And he would eat his Reese's peanut butter cups and just toss the wrappers. He'd crumple them up at the end and then just toss them wherever he felt.
I remember that.
And then you'd, even in your room, so like, if they'd be in the kitchen, just on the floor, just chilling around all the time.
Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, that's not true. In the kitchen, I would throw it away. If it was in my bed, then I'd hide it under my little mat.
The kitchen and the living room too, where we had the couch and the table.
Yeah, behind the couch.
The wrappers were all over the place. You would find them, like, I'd go clean the couch, I'd find Reese's peanut butter cup wrappers hidden all over that bitch. And yeah, so your room, which as you described earlier, was an ocean of clothes.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Here's the thing. Karn is a clean guy. It just takes him a while to get there. And actually, I would like to elaborate on that in just a sec. Yeah, so ocean of clothes in your room.
Yeah.
And then it was towards the bed. That's where all the Reese's peanut butter cups were. And I just always what I pictured was that at night, you'd be sitting there on your laptop, watching some YouTube, just chowing down on the peanut butter cups, and just tossing the wrappers. Just as soon as you're done with it, just like tossing it to the side of your bed.
Where am I supposed to put it, dude? It's like, where the fuck?
Lazy ass.
Dude, where in the, like, okay, let me give you this, Andrew. If you have if you plan on eating like 9 of those mini peanut butter cups, right? Where the fuck are you supposed to put it, bro? Where, like, am I supposed to put it in my pocket? No, because then it's gonna go in the wash. Like, I was like, nope, not putting it there.
Or at the very least, just like, okay, put them on a nice little pile as you finish them, and then at the end, when you're done, you get up and you throw them in the trash with the lawn.
Bro, see, that's the thing, Andrew. Once I'm already in bed, I don't want to get up and like go walk to the trash can, throw it away, and then come back. Like, that's too much, bro. I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait until the end. Whenever I'm gonna clean, though, okay, you have to give me credit though. When I did clean the once a week, I cleaned everything.
You did, and the other thing that I was going to commend you on, was as soon as we had company, the second that you were aware that we had company coming over, you did a full 180, and then suddenly the house had to be perfect.
Yep.
I'll never forget. There were 2 times. One time, I told you that my dad was coming for the weekend, and we cleaned the shit out of that apartment.
Yeah.
That thing was clean enough to eat off of. And then the other time was when Vivian's sister, a bunch of her friends had come up for U-Days.
Oh, that's right.
They were coming over to eat. Not only did you help us cook a lot, which I appreciate. You got my back on that. Thank you.
Got you, homeboy.
But then we also did clean up the apartment a bit then. Like, as soon as other people become involved in the situation, that's when you step up and which maybe you do get that from your mom.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't necessarily purely give for sure it's my mother who raised me that way, but it's more of like a cultural thing. Like hospitality in Punjabi culture is most definitely like it's regarded. Like there's no doubt about that. And yeah, and like we both are a little bit traditional in those fashions for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
And it kind of like, I don't know. I like some of the cultural things that I regard and like take close to my heart and that I respect and like a lot of other people respect. I definitely want to keep carrying that on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's almost like an honor to your own family. Like you got to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know, man.
Things I respect about you.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. The things that I'm irresponsible about, I am. But like things that like that matter to me, I'm responsible about it. That like I take that seriously and I get it done. And you have to, dude. anybody, if you're a part of a household and you like, it starts with taking care of yourself first. Second is taking care of your immediate family. Then you can start taking care of your own group, your own culture, your own people, right? I think like you have to start there. So it's like the things that are very close to my family's heart, or it's like, okay, I gotta keep that going. Like there's a certain like like when people would come to my house, or like if I go to another Punjabi's house, it's like, yeah, they're spanking clean, bro. They like the first thing you do, you walk in, you get tea, you get water, you get a bunch of snacks, and then it's like you go on to the appetizers. Then from the appetizers you go on to the freaking dinner, and then from the dinner you go to the dessert. Like those things, like man, I'm to all my Punjabi, like anybody, like if you are Punjabi and you're listening in, keep that going, dude. There's I know it sucks. It takes a lot of work, but keep doing it. There's a certain amount of respect to that, and you carry on your own people. You carry on your own culture, dude. Whatever it may be, just do it. I think that those certain habits, they're good. It keeps you intact. It's how you grow a family, dude. But
even if I respect that a lot, because even if you as an individual don't have an inherent desire for 24/7 cleanliness, you respect and value your culture enough to maintain the status quo of like what's expected when someone comes to visit the Gill home.
For sure, dude. For sure. I don't know. I enjoy that for sure. And there's certain things that like even now there are now like we're kind of going here. Let me get some water. Oh, frick.
Go ahead, take a swig. I'm just chugging down this protein shake.
What was I gonna say? Like now, it's like, I mean, you can kind of tell like the rest of the world is sort of turning into the like whatever the West does, it catches up. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it be with culture, whether it be movies, whether it be anything, right? Like everything. It like whatever starts here, it's like 20, 30 years later, it's there. Now now it's like the rate, the acceleration at which now cultures are grabbing onto other cultures is it's accelerating faster, in my opinion. Like back, and I'll give you an example. For sure, I'll give you an example, dude. Back when, when my dad was in his teens, so like like my dad's in his 50s. So yeah, just imagine him in his teens. They had barely gotten the very first television, and I can promise you, they still talk about, like my grandfather used to talk about this all the time. He's like, when like we were the first family, I don't know if it was us or some rich other family that was the first one to get the TV. The whole fucking village crowded around this one TV, this tiny little fucking TV, and and it was everybody had fucking blew their minds, dude. And then like radio at this point was already a prevalent thing, and then like it caught up, it got cheaper and cheaper, and my dad and my grandfather, he would every morning he would get up and he had this huge fucking radio, dude. I'd say like fucking it looked like you could fucking catch all the signals you wanted to, like I'm talking about like you can catch like fucking random porno like all around the world, like whatever it may be. But like it was like probably like fucking 3 feet in width, and then like in depth it was like maybe another foot, and it would stand like maybe 2 feet tall. Like it was fucking heavy, Andrew. Like I'm talking like old fucking school, bro.
Like old school, yep.
Yeah. He got that one fucking radio, and that's every single day. Just tune that thing in, he would listen.
I respect that, man.
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy.
Here's the thing, you touched on this, and we'll come right back to the point you were getting to. But you mentioned this earlier. There's something to be said for the two sides of finding something that you like and sticking with it, and constantly trying new things because there's always something better out there. Yeah. It's something that I personally have struggled with a lot. This is kind of a tangent to what you were saying, but I have always been like what you were saying earlier. The tradition of waking up every morning and eating a bunch of cereal before I start the day. Yeah. That is something that I have done my entire life. That's something that my father had us do when we were younger. That was the cereal. It was always sugar cereal. Like that was the day of the week where I got to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, all the good stuff, right? Yeah. All the other days of the week, Sunday through Friday, we were not allowed to eat that. So obviously when you're younger, I was only eating maybe like 2 or 3 bowls. And then by the time college rolled around, it was like I already had this tradition ingrained into my life.
Yeah.
And being in the impoverished state that I was, it's like, okay, well, cereal's cheap.
Yeah, you're like, fucking,
really
let's just chug this shit, boy.
Right. I'm like, well, I'm just going to fill up then on cereal to begin my Saturday, and then I only have to go out to eat once at the end of the day, once dinner hits.
Yeah.
And it did become, that's the thing. So I would always try to counterbalance it by eating healthy then during the week and kind of pigging out during the weekend.
Yeah.
But even as time has passed, I feel like I don't do that anymore. I actually now start my day. I start my Saturdays. I've shifted. I've changed things a little bit.
Interesting. And like Scoopy had brought up, like, I visited Scoops in Portland this last weekend, right? And he brought up a good point. He's like, we were just talking about your habits too. We were like, man, I fucking remember Andrew when he would like fucking just cereal every morning, and then every Sunday night pizza, right? And then we started thinking about like what I don't think your girlfriend, Vivian, I don't think she would very much enjoy. Like, I'm sure she would want to go to brunch every once in a while, or go to like a nice dinner on a Sunday before like Monday starts, you know. And expand on that a little bit.
What on the Vivian aspect of it?
Yeah, like has she ever been like, dude, okay, we can't fucking have cereal on a Saturday. Like, we're grown-ups now. Let's fucking go to a brunch. Let's go to a real fucking restaurant for once. Like, for God's sakes.
The funny thing is, it doesn't quite go down like that. But I mean, the extent of the conversations we've had about that very particular topic are really funny, because for a little bit of context on her.
Yeah.
Her mom is Brazilian.
Correct.
And
yeah.
She grew up in Brazil and has this very like health conscious attitude towards life and the way she cooks.
That's right.
They're vegetarian.
Yeah.
And they don't really deviate outside of a certain diet.
Yeah.
It's a very holistic, almost vegan diet. Not fully vegan, but you know, a lot of the foods they like to get are very natural.
By the way, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Devine, great individuals. Thank you for the beautiful lunch. One of the most. I loved getting to chat with Mr. and Mrs. Devine. That was beautiful. Thank you to Vivian for inviting me. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the environment that she grew up in.
Yeah.
So for her, you know, and it's very classic American. Go to Target, pick up a box of cereal, grab some milk, eat that for breakfast. But that wasn't normal for her. That wasn't like home culture.
Yeah.
I would, in the beginning of the relationship, I would claim that, like I'm a very health conscious person, and then she sees me during the weekend eating 7 bowls of essentially, you know, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and she's like, "The fuck you talking about? You're not healthy." And I'll never forget. I mean, she had a point. She's not wrong. I'm telling you, Karin, there has been no one in my life who has been more instrumental in like opening my worldview and helping like taking a step back and looking at me from another point of view, you know? No,
you're right. I mean, those are definitely good things. Like, I even remember in college when, like, you know, I don't think we've ever told you this, but I'm gonna expose Alan, dude. Alan was like, remember, because I definitely remember. So Alan is also one of our good friends. He's an Honduran. I love that guy. I was his best man at his wedding. Shout out, I love that dude. I'm definitely gonna bring him on the podcast at some point.
Shout out to Poppy Love,
dude. Poppy Love, yeah, Poppy Love, baby. Yeah, definitely gonna bring. He has some interesting stories, dude. He's a fucking drug lord, dude. He's got a lot of drugs rolling back and forth.
So many tangents.
I know, dude. There's so much to talk about. Going back to a little bit of you. Like, I remember when Viviana was like, "Okay, babe, you need to stop eating that much cereal on Saturdays, right?" Like, she was eyeball and like, Alan was like, "Dude, is she really gonna control you like that? Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, what?" And
did he say that to you?
Yeah, I was like, because at that time, like, you know, it was a little bit weird because we were barely getting to know Vivian, and then like we had, because Andrew, you have to understand, we had known you for 4 years, and we knew that every Saturday you had cereal, bro. And let me explain to the extent so every year we would also go to trips to Wenatchee, Washington. Shout out to Wenatchee, Washington, love that place. And we would go to ski trips, and this motherfucker would bring his cereal. And then we also went to Target to buy milk. This is how crazy he was about his pattern. Like, I don't know how much more I can explain it to you. So like, when Vivian had brought up that point, like, babe, are you really going to? are you gonna stop? This is ridiculous. We're like, wait, is he gonna do it? Is this gonna happen? There's no way. No way.
And I'm okay. It's really interesting to hear that from you. But two, I feel like this is a very normal and common thing, you know?
Yeah.
Objectively speaking, this is the role. This is what happens in any male-female relationship. Is that like it's so classic. It's so college level.
Yeah.
Is that men get stuck in their ways. They have a certain way of doing things.
Yes. Very true.
And they need like a woman walks into their life and shows them what areas in their life they can improve in.
You're completely right. And I think, you're completely right, dude. That goes for me too. Like, even, you know, like we've had this conversation a little bit before. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent, but like, you know how we talk with each other? Like, we're like, fuck you, bitch, fuck that. Like, you know, we're a little bit crude to each other for sure. Right.
Not a little bit crude. We are extremely vulgar.
Yeah. Extremely vulgar. That's vulgar. That's bad. Yeah. That's way better. And like, I know for a fact that like we had this discussion before too, where you were a little bit vulgar, and then like the conversation completely got out of hand with your girl. You know, sorry if I'm exposing anything, Andrew.
Okay, wait. Sorry, back up. I I got a text.
Oh,
I got distracted for half a second. Just the last, what did you say, the last 10 seconds?
I was like we were like, you know how like that one of your conversations with you know, with your girl had gotten out of hand, and then we were talking about like how that was like, oh shit, dude, you can't talk to her like that. And you remember like we were talking about that way before, where like you were being vulgar with her like you would with me, and the conversation completely got out of hand, dude.
And we had this conversation.
We had this a long time ago, and like,
but were we still in college?
No. No. I had started my work already. I was in Bellevue.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I do, but I do remember what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and like a little bit tangent to that now, like, you know, I kind of tried out the test of the waters myself, and it's like, I know that Paulina's cool with it, but at the same time, like, I have to know, because like, you know, when we're angry, like when we're semi-angry or agitated with each other, we'll say like, fuck you, bitch, like and then that's it, you know, we'll be done, right? But like in a heated conversation with your girl and you say that, oh, that's a completely different story, bro. Completely different story. And
correct. It can be hard to adjust from the life of a bachelor to the life of someone in a serious relationship.
For sure. I completely agree. God damn.
You're just like, your vernacular has to adapt. It has to evolve. And even, I think what was tricky too was that, you know, I have gotten so used to you guys being like the closest people in my life, and there was a certain way that we communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the first couple months that you're dating, you're more careful with, you know, what you say. You're just getting to know someone. But then as you get to know them better, they start to become your closer friend as well. Yeah. And you feel like, okay, well, now we're on that level. I can start to express myself more. I can start to use more vibrant vocab that I would regularly. But yeah,
vibrant vocab? Like get the fuck out of here, boy.
That's one way to put it. And you make a slip. That's the thing. I made a slip up.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. We were having an argument about, it was the year like a song came out. And she thought it was weird. I thought it was another year. I ended up being right. Yeah. And I was like, what did I say? I was like, take that. I was like, hot bitch.
Yeah. I remember that. You can't say like that, dude.
I threw out bitch. And that's the thing, like with you, that would be such a normal thing to say.
Oh yeah,
and
dude.
You wouldn't be offended.
No.
You would just be egged on a little bit, and we would laugh it off.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't say that to your girlfriend. There's nothing appropriate about that. And it just, I don't know, it was one of those moments where I had to realize, like, there needs to be a large mental separation between the way I speak and I act when I'm with my friends versus how I speak with my girlfriend. And it's, I don't know, it's an obvious truth.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to adjust to, though. It's very hard to adjust to.
It's difficult adjustment. It's just a part of growing up.
Yeah, for sure. And that, dude, I think that applies to me more than any. Like, I don't know. Like, you know that my vernacular, as you put it, like it's not the prettiest. Like, you know, I'm a sailor. Like, as Cole would say that too. Like, I'm fucking. Like, even now, like, you can just, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's a little bit out of, like, how, like, not that, like, my mother hated it. My mother hated when I cursed, and she still does. But it's, like, when your dad and your grandfather do it, it sort of carries over. It's not that like you're using this vocabulary to hurt somebody. It's just like it's a way of expressing yourself. This is how you talk. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're trying to be mean to somebody, or like it's supposed to be taken a certain way, or like, because even in today's society, it's completely taken out of context. Like you know what I mean? It's like, and I don't know what it is, but with this obsession of like trying to find what the deeper meaning of that words are. Like, no, fuck that, fuck you. Like, no, I'm saying that just as an expression, bro. It's like, this is who I like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I might be intense.
That's
you're
how
right,
you express yourself, and that's your right.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's getting insane, dude. I feel like I guarantee you, there's gonna be a point where maybe in the next 100 years, next 200 years, I'm not gonna be alive for this, and thank God I won't be. But I feel like the word fuck will be banned. Like, it's gonna be banned. I just,
getting to that point.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, I feel like it's gonna get to that point. Like, now, I don't know if I told you this, but like I recently found out that in Canada, it's obviously it's in the law that if you call someone by the not calling them by the right pronoun, or the, like, you know, if they tell you have to call me by a certain pronoun, then you will go to jail, or you'll be fined. Like, this is an actual law. Like, you guys can look it up. And not only that, but like, now we're getting into, like, because that list of pronouns only keeps getting bigger. It's not like, oh, there's only 3. No, it's like there's z, zer, like what the fuck is that? And it, like, yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's like, don't get me wrong, I have nothing. I'm gonna say this right now. Please do not take me as a misogynist, and do not take this out of context. I am not like transphobic, and like, dude, as a human being, I'm a liberal, all right, and I'm a libertarian, a little bit conservative, but do whatever the fuck you want with your life. If you want to chop off your dick and put something on it, or do not chop off your dick and call something out, like, do whatever you want, bro. Like, you are free to do whatever the fuck you want. But like, forcing someone to call you by a certain thing, that is like, you can't do that. Like, I'm not forcing you to be a certain way. Do not force me to be a certain way. It's as simple as that. Like, respect both ends of this. Like, if you're going to respect freedom on one side, respect it on the other side too. Like, that's the whole point of it, right? Like, there are so many precautions before you can make a law. I can tell you many steps you can take before that, right? Number 1, you can even just walk away from the conversation straight up. Right? That's number 1. Number 2, if you really feel like someone's hurting you, go sue them. Like, if you can sue them before that, you have to put this into fucking law or wherever. And then if they come and attack you, like, if they're gonna come and physically come and hurt you, number 1, try to take some martial. Like, I genuinely believe that everybody needs to take certain level of martial arts classes or something, like self-defense class, whatever it may be. And not only that, but then you have the First Amendment to protect you. Like, I might sound like a fucking nut here, but like, dude, carry a spray, something, like, you know, they're like, back in the day, if you did not feel comfortable in a conversation, you walked away from it. Andrew, am I right, or am I right? Like,
you're right.
Yeah, like, it's as simple as that. Like, there are so many steps before. Like, let me put it this way, what this law is saying, like, this is from my point of view. You're pretty much saying that, hey, I could not handle, like, this world that I could not handle what's going on, so I need a daddy to come and protect me. That's what you're practically saying. Like, you could not handle and stand up for yourself, and you literally were like, oh, come here, government, you just step in and tell this guy, like, he can't be saying this. Like, no, in my personal opinion, that is a direct violation of the First Amendment, a direct violation. And like, I know this is in Canada right now, but now it's getting implemented into New York, where I was reading this, like, a landowner now cannot call its residents. They have to call them by their certain pronouns, and there's like a fine if you don't, or something like that. Like, I may be wrong, I'm sorry, but there is some penalty to calling them by the wrong pronoun of sorts, and yeah.
And you see that as a complete infringement on that landowner's rights. Their basic
Correct.
Rights to say whatever they want.
Correct. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. We're getting into murky water, dude. Let me put it this way, and it comes down to this, dude. It's as simple as this. it's like I get it. It is mean and is wrong to call people whatever you want to call them, right? Like it's wrong. Like if let's say like let's take me for example, right? If someone called me a towelhead or a terrorist, like which I did get called that in high school, then dude, like I would take it out on the field or like take it out or somehow, and not only that, but like
you would find another way to deal with it other than
correct.
government.
And not only that, but your friends stand up for you. Like that's another crazy thing. Like, and this might sound nuts. Like, you know, the people, like the students that would stand up for me, like at back in those days, they had conservative parents. The conservative parents' kids were the ones that would come out, and they were the ones that were still stand up with me and like stand by my side. And you might find this crazy, but like the ones that were that so-called that are today, like they call themselves liberals or libertarians, whatever it may be, those were the ones that did not say a word. Those were the ones that were just standing by, and they weren't even. I mean, we were still good friends. I'm not saying that like. Personally speaking, dude, I'd be friends with anybody. Like, you know that. Like, I'm friends with the left. I'm friends with the right. I don't necessarily like. I'm not gonna like befriend you just because you believe you have certain beliefs, right? Like, it's not the way to be. Society's gonna collapse like that. Society will collapse, dude. There's no sustenance to this. Like,
and nobody should live like that. You should
not
just surround yourself with people who think the way you do. That makes you very closed-minded. You need to open up yourself to different viewpoints, different worldviews, different ends of the political spectrum.
Yep. And but that, you know, the crazy part is it's very hard in this day and age too, because not only that, but like imagine like one now media is all like, if you look at 90% plus, all media is mostly one side. It's all left leaning. You don't get a true perspective on both sides of the matter. You don't. Like, you know, I'm not saying like like our current president is a saint. Like he is most definitely a douchebag. Like I will most definitely give you that. But I am not gonna sit here and say that he's the worst president that we've ever had. No, like that's a ridiculous statement. He's, in my opinion, he is definitely better than Bush. He is like, this might sound nuts to you. This two-party system is absolutely insane. I am not a fan of the two-party system. Most definitely, like, whether it be Democrats, whether it be like fucking Republicans, they're both trash. Like they are both controlled by finances. They are both controlled by money. If you are an individual that sits there and believes that one party is governed by money and the other one is not, dude, you're fooling yourself. Like, you are most definitely fooling yourself. Go look at any Democratic candidate that's on the floor right now. Go look at how much money they're making. How much do they make off of these one-time fucking speeches that they do? Just go look at it, dude. Like every single one of them, like whether it be Trump or whether it be Bernie, like both, whether it be Hillary, like good Lord, all of them are crooks. Like they've all had their dirty past, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, just to defame the current president, and just because like everybody's angry at this guy, I'm not gonna join the angry bandwagon out there and be like, oh, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that, dude. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
No, say what you want about Trump, and I do think I never wanted to see him obtain or win presidency.
Yeah.
Simply because I don't think he represents the country well.
Yeah.
Say what you want about him.
Yeah.
He has done phenomenal things for the American economy.
Correct, dude.
That can't be argued.
That can't be argued. That you're right.
No,
like,
it can't.
No, like let's just look at, like, we're people of numbers. Like, just from a complete like financial standpoint, this has been the lowest unemployment in a long time. Whether it be black unemployment, Chinese unemployment, Mexican unemployment, everything, it's at its greatest low possible, right? Like, and you know that, like, even my family, we're entrepreneurs. My dad came here, he came, like, and that's another thing. Like, I'm gonna go into a little bit of tangencies here, but like, I'm gonna throw this out here. You know, my dad came here and he literally started working at he bussed tables at a restaurant. That's how he started out as, and he was, so from that standpoint, he was lower than the white man, right? Like, he was making less than the white man ever was. He built his way up. He got people. He built businesses. This is the only country. Let me repeat that. And maybe Canada and a few others, but if you like at the most accelerated rate, if you want to grow and if you want to become anything, this is the country to do it. If you have grit, if you have work, and if you have ethic, you can do it. I'm telling you now, you can do it. And anybody that argues differently, like, we can sit down and we can most definitely have an argument about that. Like, my dad came from India, where Like at this, he came in the in the 80s or something like that. But during this time, I can tell you, like, all the things that this nation was created on, like having the First Amendment, having the Second Amendment, and all these rights that you have as an individual, the individual's rights. When they're stripped away, I know what the causes are. I can tell you right now, when they took guns away from our culture, from Sikhs, they called us we were not respected. We were not in India. Punjabis in Punjab was not respected anymore. They called us thugs. They called us thieves, and they tried to kill every last one of us. And this was happening in the 80s. They took our guns away. That's how they started. And I'm telling you right now, this is how they fucking started. And then they controlled media. They controlled all these. They had one-minded, one-sided. Everybody, and I can tell you right now, even famous actors in India had started talking and siding with one side of a political spectrum, and that's how they were able to justify killing thousands of Punjabis and targeted killings. Like, that's how they justified it, dude. And it's like, I feel like we're reaching that peak. We're getting there, bro. It's kind of scary. And it's like, and it's nuts, dude. I cannot stress enough that we do live in the greatest country in the world. Like, that is regardless of if, like, I'm not saying that we don't have problems. We most definitely have. The system is not perfect, but it's the best one we've had in a long time. Like, this is the best one we've had in history. You hear me? In history, this is the best one we've had. And if you're trying to argue that, like, like, America's had gun rights for the past, whenever it's been born, 200 plus years, 250, 260. Yeah, whatever it may be. It's had everyone's had the right to a gun. Now go look at any other nation. You can go look under Stalin's, I've been starting to read the Gulag Archipelago, which talks about Stalin's rule. And dude, you can just see that was an absolute abomination. Like, if you were, like, it starts with the ideas of
dictator.
Yeah, and it starts off like with these beautiful ideas that, like, the community should come together and start taking down the one power, like taking down all these rich people, because they're the issue, and you just feel like you don't have it anymore. And it starts with the socialistic thought, right? And then it turns into some, like, communistic. Like, it's a very dangerous path to go down. If you want to read, like, go read the Gulag Archipelago, and if you can read through the entire book and you can tell me that, like, socialism is a good idea, dude, I most definitely want to get you on this podcast, and I want to talk it out with you. Like, most definitely. Like, no doubt.
That's the problem, is that, and that's the thing, is that as a theory for a form of government, communism was a good idea. It's just in practice, throughout history, it has never worked.
You're completely right. And it's like, I'll give you this. Karl Marx, he was a genius for his time, dude. I will say this right now, he was the smartest, he came up, he was one of the best political, what do you want to call it? Like, political theorists of his time. I'll give him that, dude. He came up with, like, in theory, he came up with how people should live, how it should be done. But you're trying to implement a utopian idea with a dystopian society, and it just doesn't work, man. I'm sorry, like. It can't be implemented. Like, as human beings, we are greedy. We want, like, it, like, when you read Marx's ideas, you're like, oh man, it's gonna be equally beautiful. This is gonna be equally great for everybody. But no, the truth of the matter is, it's equally horrible. You're sharing equal unfairness. That's what, it's not equal fair. You're sharing equal unfairness is what you're doing. You're not sharing equal fairness. That's what happened, dude.
That's what utopia it is, man.
Yeah.
Utopia is a society that can never be obtained.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's like, and like, just look at the amount of people who gave, like, when Marx's ideas were implemented, look at how many people just gave up as like, I want to be productive in society. There were none left.
Well, and so what periods of history are you talking about? I'm familiar with Marx, but I don't remember what era he was born in, he was active in.
I want to say the early 1900s. Let me look this up. I'm in front of my computer right now. Carl.
Yeah, it says he was born in 1818. So.
Oh, sorry. Shit. Never mind. Unless, yeah, he was 18. Yeah, it's like that. That's pretty impressive, Andrew. For his time to come up with those ideas, that's really impressive. Like 1800s, good lord.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, let's look at Stalin. Like when was Stalin's rule?
Well, he was around during World War II. I don't know when he reached the height of his power, but he was, he was the.
So 1900. So Karl Marx's ideas had been brewing up for about 100 years, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's like they were thinking about it. It was brewing up. It came up, and it's sort of like, and you can see this too. It like at first, and it's one of those things where like, the idea pops up, and you're like, you break it down. You're like, okay, this will not work because of this, and this, right? But then over time, they brought it up again. And then you start to break it down, and you're like, okay, this is not going to work again by this, and this. But at some point, you give up arguing, and you're like, okay, fine, let's fuck it. Let's just try it. You know what? Let's just fucking try it. Let's go for it. And then these like you can watch it. I think it's happened 6 or 7 times where they've tried Marxist ideas. You can go look at it. And I'm not saying like, fuck, dude, my internet's not fucking working either, motherfucker. Okay. But I don't fucking know, dude. Okay, whatever. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep moving forward. I don't care. But you get my point though. Like it comes down to these simple things where you're like, man, this idea is just, it's grand. This is a grand idea. Let's give it a try, And let me put it this way, like from a science perspective, when a scientist comes up with a theory and then like technology catches up, and then you're like, okay, this theory is gonna go into what's the steps? I can't remember, dude. It's like theory to becoming a
the scientific process.
Yeah, the scientific process. Go through it a little bit. If you remember it from the top of your head, I can't fucking remember it.
I don't remember. We're going.
But yeah, you take a scientific theory. You like a bunch of scientists sit around. They're like, yeah, this is stupid. This can't make sense. Whatever. Then you go back and you prove it, right? And then you go back, and then from that you do data, and you test, and then from the theory it becomes law.
Method.
Yeah, the scientific method. Like
so it goes from. It says define it, and then it goes from observation to hypothesis.
That's right.
Yep. Data analysis, and then conclusion.
Correct. That's how you come to this, right? Like you go from these step by step. Like, okay, let's try to implement this. Let's see how these people are going to react to it, and let's see if this is actually going to work. And that's the thing. I believe in that process, and that when it comes to that scientific process, I believe in it because you cannot achieve anything perfectly the first time. You can't. And I'm not, and this is most definitely not me saying that you should keep trying Marxism. This is not my way of saying keep trying Marxism. No, I'm saying look at Marxism and how badly it's fucking failed every time. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's all the proof you need.
Yeah, and you're just like, you can keep repeating it over and over again, but it's just like how many scientific theories scientists go through before they get to one, and then you test it and then it works out. Like, in my opinion, this is what needs to happen. We need to move forward from Marxism, come up with a better come up with a better political theory, and see where that leads us as a society. Like, get away from this idea.
So, are you implying, because you're talking about Marxism, like this grand, vague theory of Marxism, but are you also implying that any communist ideals that are being put out by, I don't know, say like Democratic candidates, also need to stop? Like, are you saying that like any communist ideas?
Oh, good lord! I wouldn't say that currently we're in a completely communistic state. I'm most definitely that's not where America's at, and I don't.
Like UBI, for example, universal basic income. Is that something? Like, do you think that's a good idea, or do you think that's a load of horseshit?
So, oh man, wait, fucking hell, Andrew. Okay, so I with how rapidly, like if you just look at the past, like this past millennia, just this past millennia, if you believe that the Earth has been around for millions of years and humans have been around for, at least 6 or 7, just in the past 1,000, what we've been able to achieve is absolutely grand. All right, and from technological perspectives, whatever it may be. And you're right. We are getting to a point where everything is getting automated. And I am I am most definitely scared of that. Like even as a mechanical engineer, a lot of my work is CAD work, and I could see a day and age where even that, like even just today, like you can put out like certain designs and it'll give you, you can say like you can put like certain constraints. Like you can say, okay, I want these 4 holes right here, and the constraints are that it can't be bigger than like, you know, a certain box or a certain volume, and it'll throw out a bunch of different designs. Like this AI throws out a bunch of different designs that are possible.
Oh, yeah. The technology is only going to keep improving.
It's going to keep improving. Yeah, and I can tell you, I feel like even your job, like even as a civil engineer, you're like most definitely it's going to be taken over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's getting there.
When you think of all the tools that civil engineers had to use just even like 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, pencil and fucking paper and ruler, bro.
And their value. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And when you think of all that and how all of that has now been replaced by technology, how now I can just sit on Civil 3D.
Yeah.
And it will calculate for me, you know, all the volume of 2 surfaces. Like if you have a top surface and a bottom surface,
correct.
It's going to calculate all the cut and fill. And it's going to tell me exactly how much land we have left over.
Yep.
None of those calculations need to be done by hand anymore. And again, so the technology is only getting better. It's only going to keep improving.
Yep.
And the human element, at least in the modeling, that's going to be dropped. However, I do feel like you will always need a human there for the design aspect.
Yeah, you're right. Like, you know, the initial design, like, yeah. But even, like, if AI gets to a point where, you know, like, it gets that crazy, then you might not even need, like, you're just like, hey, I'm going to build a building here. Give me what type of designs can I get? Like, I think that's very plausible in the future. That's very plausible. Yeah. Dude, here's another theory, Andrew. I was actually I was looking at I think I was like watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and one theory that he threw out was that, like, let's say you build, like, here's a theory. If you can build a machine that can predict the future perfectly, right?
Yes.
So if you can build a machine that can perfectly predict the future, it will also be able to predict the past.
No, but that can't be done.
No, it can't. Think about it though.
You mean, wait. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
No. Sorry, not predict the past. Sorry, not predict the past. It means that you can go and see what the past was like. But it makes sense though if you create something that can perfectly predict the future, you know, and it happens, then it also has the power to go back and look at how was all this created. Think about that a little bit, bro.
That's a wild idea.
It's a wild idea, isn't it?
When you say predict the future, what I imagine in my head is that there's a machine where you're just crunching in a bunch of data. Like somehow you found a way to quantify history, and you're just throwing in a bunch of data into this machine.
Correct.
And it then spits out for you a result of what the next 10 years looks like.
Correct. And I'm not talking about like a machine that's going to protect the end of the world. Like, no, like I'm talking about where a machine will literally, and here's the pushback out of this thing. It's like, let's say you build a machine that perfectly predicts what's going to happen, but if you tell the public about it, then they might not do it, or it might accelerate it. Like, so you're technically throwing off the future. So the future's always technically changing. See? So it's always, there's this, so it has to be, you're right. There have to be certain constraints where you control this thing where only one individual, because the thing is that, like, if you build something that can fucking predict the future, so many people are going to want their hands on it, including me. Like, good Lord, I'm going to be like, yo, what's the next business, bro? I'm going to invest in that shit.
I don't know what that means.
Like, that'd be insane, Andrew. That'd be so cool.
That being like common technology, like just a piece of equipment that you could go pick up at Staples to tell you what the future's supposed to look like where the stock market is supposed to be in 5 years. Like, if that type of technology ever exists, that'd be like government exclusive technology.
Yeah. That's another issue I have, bro. Like going back to where just saying like, okay, only the government can have certain things. I don't believe in that. I genuinely, there have been so many things that the government has have treated, and now the public has mistrust, and you don't believe in the government anymore because they lie to you, they hide shit, dude. And I do not believe in the fact that like they're the only, like, we need to go away from this idea. Even like, okay, so you know how like we're even UBI, like universal basic income. I just don't want only one.
There's my answer.
Yeah, like I just do not want one fucking source of people controlling a spread of like how are people supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe there needs to be like like maybe we need to change the whole political spectrum and be like, yo, let's fucking throw out this one government thing where it, like there needs to be a system where we're checking the government or something is checking the government and that thing is checking, like a whole loop of where they're all checking each other. Like, I don't know why we're so stationary.
What our current government system is. It's a system of checks and balances.
We want it to be, but look at how many times they've lied to us. Like, I recently made a post on
No government's gonna be perfect.
No government is gonna be perfect, but like, why then maybe have another entity like the government, just as much power within America that's still like taxpayer based, but then they're checking, they're at least going over and be like, yo, okay, are they hiding shit from the public? Like the main purpose of that is like, hey, let's tell the public, let's be as transparent as possible with the public.
So what I'm hearing from you is you want a side government to check on our main government.
Pretty much, and that goes against even my own libertarian policies. Like, the smaller the government, the better. And you know that actually makes sense too. Why if you know this motherfucker's corrupt? Like, let me give you an example, right? Like, if you know that like this month, like if you haven't, like let's say one of your friends, right? You're like, he's like, yo, give me money, and bro, we're gonna make this legit, bro. We're gonna fuck shit up, right? And you're like, all right, man, let's give it a try. So I give him $100, and it's like. So and next, like a month later, you're like, yo, so what happened with the yo? Like, what happened? And then he's like, oh man, I fucked up, dude. I tried out these different ideas and man, shit, I fucked up, yo. Like
none of them panned out.
Nothing. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. It's like, and you give him $100 more the next month, and it's like, what are you? This is a cycle of stupidity. It's a cycle of stupidity, bro. You can't, and that's and another thing is like, let's say, okay, and you know my opinion. Let's say if you do a universal basic income, you know that it's gonna come from certain companies. Like only certain companies will be able to make a big proportion of the money, and that's gonna be divided out to the public. You know?
Didn't so Joe Rogan recently did an interview with Andrew Jensen. Isn't that what they were talking about? That a lot of this money would come from massive companies like Amazon. Mm-hmm. And Andrew Jensen's argument to them was that ultimately they're going to be seeing a lot of that money back.
Yeah, you will, but the issue with that, Andrew, is like, let me put it this way: if most of your income comes from one source, they get to dictate how it's going to be spent, or they have a very big influence of it. That's the issue that scares me here, Andrew. It's not that universal basic income is going to be implemented. It will get implemented in the next 100 years. I know that, you know.
What if there's another way of doing it, though? What if, because...
Yeah, there has to be. There has to be, dude.
The thing, what I don't like about it, I feel like inherently encourages laziness, because you're just receiving money for not doing anything. Mm-hmm. But two, if you just give people cash, it's the same theory, it's the same, like, logic behind... When you see a poor person standing on the side of the road, a lot of people hesitate from giving them cash because they don't know what they're going to do with the cash. They don't know if they're just going to run off and buy drugs or alcohol. So instead, people will give them food, because then you're still meeting their basic necessities. You're keeping them alive.
Bro, Andrew, you're actually hitting hard on a topic that I'm thinking about.
That's the thing. It's like, why does the government have to? If you're going to have this concept of like, well, eventually, all these regular jobs like truck driving, et cetera, are going to be replaced by AI. There's going to be a lot of displaced workers, and we need to keep them alive.
Yep.
Well, we don't necessarily to give them cash. We need to give them food and water and shelter. So maybe, I don't know, maybe like implement a thing where you're helping pay for their mortgage.
Bro, there we go, Andrew. You're hitting hard, boy. Yeah, instead of giving people hard cash, just put that, like, you can say, hey, I want 20% of this to go towards my house. I want 20% to go towards this. I want 20% to go towards it. So it's like you're not actually handing out straight money. It's actually going to be going towards like your actual living expenses. Like, and Andrew Yang needs to change that, because at the end of the day, dude, we are greedy motherfuckers. I know that. If you handed me $1,000, I'm like, bro, this is a fucking $3,000 cash, bro. Fuck, bro. I'm gonna put it on whatever I want. I'm gonna get new snowboards. I might get a I might get a pimpier car. That's the thing. Like, that's who we are. Like, I'm sorry. It's like it's hard to control yourself. Like, just realize it. Like, you're gonna hand like like this is like, as a government, like I don't like the idea of like government being your big daddy, first of all, and second of all, treating you like children, because that's what it is. You're gonna give money to children.
Exactly. But they're always, when you receive something, there needs to have been an action that occurred first in order to receive it. That, to me, that's like a basic human principle. Nobody should receive a reward for just the mere act of existing. Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be, and you know, like it, and think, and you know, when Sosa sent that clip of you know, like most, and I think a lot of other people brought this up too. It's like, you know, if AI takes over, you know, basic necessities, whatever you do, a lot of people find meaning from their job, dude. A lot of people find meaning from what they do, like their career, like that's. And maybe that's what it is. Like, you're like, and that's another thing. You know, we base the future off of fear. You know, maybe in the future there's like multiple different careers. You know, the career paths are completely different. Like, just like fucking, you can make millions of dollars just playing video games now. Like, you know, Fortnite, the fucker who's 16 years old, made like $3 to $4 million bucks. Yeah. You know, like,
I'm also curious. Okay, so you know how people are always saying like, it's very low probability that you will ever end up in the NBA, right? Like, you can play basketball. So and there's so many kids who will play basketball during their high school life. Yeah. And only a very low percentage of them will end up in the NBA. I'd be very curious to know the statistics on the amount of gamers who actually end up making enough money off of that to turn it into a career, to make like a living out of it.
Bro, let's just look it up right now. Fuck, if my internet's ever gonna fucking come up on
I don't know. That sounds like a statistic that you do not find in 20 seconds.
How many, dude, I can type it. How many gamers make a living off of gaming? That's a simple fucking Google question. How many gamers?
Let's see about that. I dare you to prove me wrong.
Can you, like, my internet's fucking down for some reason, bro. I'm pissed. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, I'll type it up.
Can you type it up? Okay, just type in Google how many gamers make a living off of gaming. That's it. So you put in.
How many gamers make a living off of gaming? Let's see. I mean, okay, so here's the top search results. We get an article from CNBC saying how video gamers are making money.
Okay.
Salaries of pro gamers.
Yeah, look at that. Look at salaries of pro gamers. Because, dude, I'm telling you, even like sport, like even young sports people, whether it be in basketball, whether it be like these young dudes, they have Instagrams and they're popular. And trust me, these people want to advertise them like on their social media, and that's how they're making a lot of money. Like, even young basketball players, like like income. Well, okay, let me put it this way, and a lot of people might disagree with me. I think that in society, there's always, like, people always find new avenues to make income, and then everybody is chasing these avenues. And once you start down this avenue, you know, if you start too late, you feel like maybe I might have entered too late, but then you can still climb it, or you can go out and make new avenues. That's what society is, right? Like, you're always evolving into new avenues of like finding what to do next, and then once you find a passion, you keep going at it, dude. Like, that's just how it is. Like, even like, let me, like, for example, this podcast, right? I'm behind on this video podcasting thing, but it's like, yo, I'm gonna give it a try and let's see where it fucking goes, right? It's not like the end of the world. I still have a great job. I'm still chilling, but it's like, what else can I do? Like, it's like, just always, you can always do different shit, man. I think that even if you start off with the idea of like, man, it's the game's already fucking over, I don't even want to play it. That's not the way of going about playing this game. You're not. That's not an adult way of doing things. Like, it's just not. I'm sorry, dude. It's not. Like, good lord, that's not a way to be. That's not any way to be. But
no, I get what you're saying. Like limiting yourself by saying, "Oh, this area has already been perfected."
Yeah.
There's already so many people who have attained such a high level of proficiency at it. I'm not even going to bother.
Exactly.
By the way, that site that I looked up, it doesn't give any interesting statistics. All it is telling you is what you can expect to make if you are at the highest level of gaming.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, this is Cron.com, and it says the top earners in 2018 who are playing Dota 2 and have lifetime earnings that range from 800,000 to 3.7 million. So it's just giving you like a salary cap that you can expect, but it's not telling you.
Okay.
There's no. That's the thing. I feel like it's kind of difficult. It would take a little bit more searching to figure out statistics of how many people. Like, what's the population of America who actually play video games? Yeah. And then what's the population that is making a livable income from that? That's what I want to know. Those are the numbers I want to know.
Yeah, and I think it is calculatable. And I'll tell you how. I think that because when you do make, let's say you're a law-abiding citizen, that's obviously in the thing, but the income that you make, you obviously it has to be taxable, and from that you can figure out how much you're making off of advertisements a year. Like that, what? You can still do it. There has to be a fucking way, dude. You can't. There's no way that you just fly under the radar by making, because it's not like you're doing like you're selling drugs. It's like you're out there. You're definitely public, and something's going on for sure.
I'm curious. You mentioned in one of your texts. What was it you were talking about? Amazon averting taxes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you can like how, like that's another thing is like you like as like going under the universal basic income. You make this argument, but at the same time, like Amazon, like with all their fucking lawyers, they don't pay a dime in taxes, bro. How do you expect how? I don't know. I do not know. I'm not a lawyer in any way. You know that. I'm an engineer. You know that. But it's I don't know how they do it. I don't know how it's happening. I don't know under what circumstances it's happening. I might. You know what? I actually might bring on Jed Johnston. Shout out Jed. I'm gonna bring you on, boy. He's my boy Jed. Yeah, my boy Jed. He's a lawyer, so he might. I don't know. Like I'll tell him to specifically go research your own research your own fucking field, bro, and tell me how are they doing this? How is this plausible that they're going out and about and evading tax evasion? This is tax evasion. But it's not. On the other hand, like let's be real. As a business owner myself, like not myself, my family, we try to evade as many taxes as possible. You're trying to make the most income possible. I'm not hating on Amazon. Hey, like if you ever want to hire me, dude, I'm out here, bro. Shout out. I'm a good mechanical engineer.
Legal about it, then that's just smart business because
it's smart business.
To reduce expenses, increase profit.
Yep. And that's just a name of the game. Like, everybody's out and about. They're trying to make the most out of their company, and that's you can't blame them for that. But at the same time, like, I don't understand how you're going to implement universal basic income with the fact that they're already evading so many fucking taxes. So you're going to force a company to be a certain way, and they're going to force them to pay other people for their profits. That's what it's gonna. And I don't think. And I'm telling you right now, as America sits, like with its government and how corrupted it's become with like, high payoffs and all that shit. Unless there's like some fucking white knight that comes in and it's like you're pure as bliss and like good lord, and you're not as retarded as AOC. But
what I wonder too. So if you get to a point where suddenly like you just start where as the United States government is just implementing more and more tax regulations, and they're just taking away a higher percentage of these successful companies.
Yeah.
At what point then do you start to lose the creative minds in America? Like
very fucking quickly. Right. Very fucking quickly. You can look through. Right. You can go through many civilizations, and wherever they started increasing taxes to where they should start distributing, that's where society fell. That's where it fucking fell, dude. And I'm not. And I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the pessimist here. There will always be a bright light but before you get to the fucking bright light, there's gonna be disaster. That's a fact of the matter, and I think that there will be a disaster that comes down in this country, because there's like you're gonna get in this evil battle, because even right now, dude, the middle class is not growing anymore. It's decreasing. And the more and more there's disparity of income, that's where society starts to fall. That's just how it is. And it, like, you know, the reasons might be all different for why, how, and when, how they fall, but they all come to that same fucking end every time. Like, it's just the way of the world, man. Like, unless, yeah, and I guarantee you the way that this country falls is just gonna be a division of ideas. And I think CNN and Fox are doing a very good job of it. A fantastic job. Very fantastic fucking job.
Straight up, the reason why I have never genuinely enjoyed politics is because of how polarizing it is.
Thank you.
Because there are so many people who will who will no longer respect you based off of your own political opinions.
Correct.
Based off of your own stances.
Yep.
I've always tried to avoid being like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that's always, I don't know, it's always one of the saddest things to see.
Yeah.
Is when someone decides, I no longer want to listen to anything that you have to say. I no longer want to do or be involved with anything that you are a part of.
Yep.
Because of how you feel.
Yeah, dude. You're right. You're completely correct. And it's a hard battle that we're gonna come through, and it's definitely gonna be a dividing one. But I hope that we can find a middle ground. Because even Andrew, I'll give you an example, dude. Like, let's say you have so many followers on Instagram. Like, how many people actually like it, and then how many people trash on it? It's very few. There's only a certain percentage that likes it, and there's only a certain percentage that you know, dislikes it. But then that doesn't account for how many people viewed it. Let's say, you know, you get 17,000 views on a post or something. There's only 6 people commenting, and you might focus on those 6 fuckers. But that's the thing, like, you need, as a person, it's clickbaity shit. Like, get away from it. Stop getting clickbaited, motherfuckers. Like, you're gonna ruin your life that way. I was the same way. I'm to blame here too, but I'm serious, dude. I'm talking through personal experience. And you know, I'm not like Andrew, you know that, like, me and Sosa, like we've gotten in heated arguments about like different political spectrums. Yeah, and it's not, and that's the thing, dude. It's not like,
but you two still respect each other.
We still respect each other, and I still love Sosa. Like, I'm about to go to her wedding and in March, bro. Like, I'm excited. It's there. That's the thing. I think that at some point, all human beings, like, whatever it may be, whatever ideas you have, don't lose love. Like, don't lose the respect for each other. Yes. Do not lose the integrity of human beings with each other. Hear each other out. Have discussions, man. Sit down and try to understand the other person. Even if you attempt that, you will get somewhere. I promise you. Even if you don't, even at the end of the conversation, you don't agree on political spectrums, at least you could sit down, at least you could have a talk, and guess what? You just did the worst thing of your life, and you were able to get through it. That's
the thing. Humanity just needs to be more open-minded in these situations, because there may be a certain topic, there may be multiple topips that you two do not agree on, but guaranteed, if you keep talking with that person instead of immediately dismissing them for the rest of your life, you will eventually find commonalities.
Yep.
I feel like that's inevitable. And so that's the thing. You shouldn't just push someone away because you guys disagree on a couple topics. If anything, you should open yourself up to their opinion so that you learn more about the side that you disagree with.
There you go. Thank God, Andrew. Preach, boy.
No, man, but like you said, man, it's all about, you still have to maintain love and integrity.
Yeah, for sure. So, Terrace House, huh?
Goodness.
I'm sorry. This is a terrible way into jumping into the next topic.
That was.
I don't know how to get out of this. Like, we could keep going down this alleyway for miles, bro. But
it's an endless discussion.
It's an endless discussion.
What do you want to know about Terrace House?
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to, like, talking about, like, here. Okay. This is actually a pretty good transition. Talking about how you can accept different shows and different ideas. Like, I'm about to take you down the road of how I accepted to watch Terrace House, boy.
I'm sure whoever's listening has probably never even heard of Terrace House.
I don't know. It's actually, like, I don't know if you watched the last season, bro. They have a lot of listeners. Their big listener crowd actually comes from the UK, and then
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. It comes from the UK, and then it was they. Do you remember when he was talking about like his Costco visit, and they're like, "What do you do at Costco?" Like they're like Costco. You know.
I don't remember. It's been honest. To be honest with you, I haven't watched the show in a long time now.
You little bitch. You were the one that got me on that show, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch it." Like, oh no.
Are we gonna give any context?
Okay, fine. You can give your end of the context. Like, I want you to do that. Go ahead. Give your context.
Because to be completely honest with you, I don't even remember how the show came into your life. But here's what I do remember.
No, I'll tell. Once you're done, I'll tell you how it came into my life. I'll be very clear about that.
Okay, so back in the day, when I think this was our junior year of college, we had a good friend. His name was Victor Wan, and
Victor Wang, boy,
he easily one of the smartest dudes in the entire engineering program.
We're gonna see him on the newspaper. Victor Wang is going to be on the fucking newspaper. All right, he's gonna be out there. He's gonna be doing nanotechnology. Really? Watch out for him, boys.
But
and girls.
He got into the show. It's a reality TV show based in Japan called Terrace House, and the whole idea is it's supposed to be like a social experiment where you put 3 guys, 3 girls in the same house. It's always a very nice home. Nicely furnished, very expensive, and then they just live together, and they have cameras throughout the home, and you just watch them live and interact with each other. And even though I feel like just based off of that premise alone, it doesn't sound all that interesting.
Yeah.
However, it is, of all the reality TV shows that I've watched, it's one of the more entertaining.
It is.
For me, I don't know exactly what Victor's appeal to the show was. I think for me...
Oh, I'll tell you what Victor's appeal was. He fucking loves that what's her fucking name, dude? She's the one that sits... She's the prettiest one on it. She sits right in the middle, and she's like she's like shy, and she's very naive. Like, whenever someone like makes a sexual comment, she's like, why did you guys talk about that?
She was a classy lady. That's what
she is a classy lady, and she is very beautiful.
Very refined.
Yeah, no, that's Victor Wang's. That is most definitely his girl. Like, if he's mentioned this before too. He's like, man, dude, if I could marry one girl, that's it. She's it. She's the one. He said that.
You know, now that you mention it, you're right. He was drawn to her. But yeah, so
actually, I don't know if Victor. Like, I don't know if we should be throwing out a bunch of shit about Victor. Like, how he likes her. I don't even know if he wants to be heard. But I love you, Victor. If all the for things, me, yeah.
I know you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, Victor, I miss that guy.
I miss that.
But
dude. Yeah.
For me, what was I feel like very interesting was watching another culture, watching people from another culture interact. I suppose there's always that kind of like fascination. But yeah, so we got into this. So he invited me into this world with him. He was telling me how great the show was, and I was hesitant at first. I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But I had him over one time to my apartment.
Yeah.
And we watched the show. We watched 2 episodes together. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like it's pretty interesting. I'm like, I'm down to do it again. And then next week,
sounds about right, boy.
And 2 episodes later, I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. I'm starting to see. I'm curious to see what happens here.
Yep. And that's
and you get hooked.
You get hooked.
Suddenly, you're all like, okay, well, is he gonna end up with her?
Yep.
Or is she gonna end up with the other guy?
Yep.
And it's just, I mean,
dude, my exact quote when that fucking show, like, I swear to God, when my exact quote when I watched you guys, it was. So I'll tell you how I got into it. Can I go into that? Oh, are you done? Are you done right now?
Almost done.
Okay, go for it. Sorry.
And then I'll let you go. And then I'll let you say your piece. But yeah, so it's suddenly you start to become invested in the characters, and you are curious to see, I don't know, these social interactions and how they end up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so him and I continued to watch the show. I think we watched 2 seasons together, and then 3rd season comes out, and it wasn't able to maintain my interest. So ever since then, I haven't been keeping up with the show.
Bro,
but
it's so good. 4th and 5th season, bro, are so lit.
Give me your perspective then. Tell us.
Okay. So when I started watching, the very first time I ever saw the show was with, I walked into Oscar's apartment. Shout out to Oscar Gomez. It was in Oscar's apartment, and it was you Alan, and Johnny, who were just sitting there and watching it. I don't know if now I'm trying to remember. I know for a fact Alan was there and Johnny was there. I don't know. Were you there?
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was there. I do remember that. This was
Okay.
before. I'm pretty sure this was before Victor had even showed it to me.
Yeah, and I think this was the Hawaii version that we were watching.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that this was most definitely the Hawaii version that we were watching, and dude, it was like I was like, dude, who are these gorgeous Asian ladies right there, bro? Like, holy shit! And then like as soon as and I was just like, they're just, are you seriously? Yeah, and then I was just like I was like, okay, you guys are gay. Like, are you fucking watching this? Like, just conversing in Japanese? Like, I watch anime and I get that. That makes much more sense than reality TV. But then, okay, by the way, don't take this in the wrong context. I'm not anti-gay just because I said something is gay. Like, I'm gonna point that out right now. I feel like I'm gonna get attacked for this, but whatever. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm gonna say what I say because I come from a different cultural perspective. I'm gonna say different things that you might not like. I'm sorry about that. You can stop watching this right now. But anyways, what
So yeah, you thought all of us were a bunch of homos sitting around watching Terrace House.
Yes, pretty much. I was like, I was like, this is so retarded. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? And then I just sat there, watched 15 minutes of it. I was like, holy shit, dude, I want to know what happens next, but I don't want to tell these fuckers that I want to watch it. So
After you just trashed on us, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I was like, and then I watched the next episode with you guys. I was like, holy shit. And then we started doing it on Sundays. I don't know if you remember that. We watched a few Sunday episodes. So, okay, we'll go on a little bit of a tangent. Andrew also does pizza night on Sundays, 6 p.m. All right. And
yep.
I don't know if you still do that. Is that still tradition for you, Andrew?
That's the one. Here's the thing. Okay, yeah. So now we're gonna take a second.
Yeah.
We're gonna step back to one of our previous conversations.
Yep.
Because yes, I am a man who is fully rooted in routine, structure, and tradition.
Yep.
I thrive off of that. I totally thrive off of structure.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Having an established structure, knowing what I'm going to do throughout the day, what time I set aside to do homework, what time I set aside to eat.
Yep.
All those things, I live for that. And then kind of stemming back to the eating very healthy during the weekdays, but eating a little less healthy during the weekends. So on Saturday, it was sugar cereal, and then on Sunday for dinner, it was pizza and pop and movie night.
Yeah.
This was another tradition that was imparted to me through my father. And it was something that I have always just continued. Like, once, you know how college is very much a learning experience?
Yeah, yeah.
That's when you fully, high school, everyone's going through puberty. That's a time where you are, developing and learning who you are. But once you're in college,
yeah,
that's when you start to form into your adulthood. For sure. And even in that period of time for me, it was a tradition that I always wanted to hold on to and maintain. And so even now at this point, I've recognized, as a general rule of thumb, in life, there should be balance. Everything should be balanced. You're right. That is one of, I feel like, the greatest mantras that exists on Earth. There should, in everything you do, there should be moderation and balance, right? Correct. So I've come to realize that there are certain traditions that I need to tone down or that I need to alter. And I think one of the adjustments that I have agreed with is I don't need to eat 6 or 7 bowls of sugar cereal in the morning, right? That's excessive. That's not necessary.
Yeah, no shit. Like, fucking going through a packet of fucking, what's the graham crackers. He fucking went through, like, there's 3 of those little, in a graham cracker, you have like 3 little slots, like, the 3 packets that come in there. He goes through 1.5 of them, dude. No, two of them, 1.5 or 2 of them.
No, I would eat half of one.
Oh, half of one. Sorry.
Saturday.
Sorry. Yeah, he's like, who? If there's, okay, if I post this, if this goes on YouTube, it will. Like, please comment as to who takes graham crackers, crumbles them up, and then fucking eats it as cereal with milk. If someone does that, please, we need to find these other fucking aliens like Andrew, and we need to figure you out, because you are the first people we're gonna weed out. Like, I'm gonna go in, erase your memory that you ever did that to begin with. That is just monstrosity, dude. Don't do that shit.
Someone hasn't already patented that as a cereal.
Ooh, Andrew spilling out ideas, boy.
Bro, that shit is fantastic.
Oh my goodness, get the fuck out of here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So that nobody needs to be eating that much cereal. That was something I felt like I needed. I did eventually come to the realization that should be altered. So to tell you now where I'm at this point, I do Greek yogurt and granola for breakfast.
Oh God.
And then I'll have one bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Golden Grams.
Okay. So you keep a balance. I see you.
Exactly,
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotta keep a balance.
I gotta keep a balance. And with Pizza Pop on Sundays,
yeah.
I still do that. To me, that's actually one of the harder traditions to give up. And the only thing that I've done to alter it now is I don't eat a full pizza. I eat 3 meals now during Sunday. I don't just eat 2.
Oh, I see. I see.
2 massive ass meals.
Bro, that was such a tradition though. Like we'd wake up like hella. This was Sunday schedule, dude. We would wake up late, and then first thing we'd have early lunch or lunch at a regular time, and then at 6 at just straight this one huge fucking was it you would get Red Baron, wouldn't you?
I'd get the Red Baron. Yep. You'd usually pick up like a Little Caesars.
Little Caesars or the other one? What's the other one? The fancier one? DiGiorno. And we'd get this whole DiGiorno thing, and I have to have ranch, dude. Ranch and pizza, I'm gonna fucking paint that shit. I know a lot of Punjabi people do this, but anybody that hasn't tried this, please go try it. Pizza and ranch is the best thing in the world, all right? I'm saying it right now. And it has to be Costco ranch. It has to be the it's like the Greg's ranch that you get in this little tub, dude. You gotta get it, dude. You gotta get it.
I'm having PST, bro, dude, right now. Just thinking about your bottle of ranch, man.
Dude, you can't go without the ranch, bro. Possible. Can't do it.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
You live for that then. But yeah. So at this point, I'm to that. These days, I'm to the point where I won't finish the whole pizza. I'll only eat. Out of the 8 slices, I'll only eat 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
And then again, because if I'm eating 3 meals now, I can't fit that much in my stomach. I don't need to be eating that much. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at the amount of calories that a whole pizza is, but that's also a lot. That's a lot for one human body to take in.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So,
but
I'll save that, and then I've switched from, instead of a regular can of pop, I get one of those little mini bottles of pop.
Oh,
finish that.
God,
so
Andrew.
Such
a changed man, bro. Such a changed man. And I guarantee you, like even with all this diet that you changed, you're still the same lean motherfucker that you always were. Am I right or am I right?
No, my weight, now that I'm graduated and I have income and I have the ability to exercise regularly, my weight is going up.
That's good. Finally, you're gaining muscle mass?
Correct.
Okay, that's good.
Which has all come down. I attribute that 100% to the consistency of my workouts now.
Yeah. Are you still taking what's it called? Man, what's the white fucking powder that's tasteless? And it just puts water in your muscles.
Creatine?
Creatine, yeah. Are you still doing that?
Yeah. Oh, no. Both protein powder and creatine are essential for post-workout.
That's good. I'm glad, Andrew.
You should see. No, there's a lot of research out there that verifies the benefits of creatine.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily make you stronger. I know that.
No. Oh, no, it doesn't.
It's purely for size. I'm assuming, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, it like, at least from what I know, I'm not a dietitian of any sort, but
no,
I believe I'm pretty sure all it does is like it just adds water somehow to your muscle. I'm not sure exactly where, but
no. You are correct.
Yeah.
It just adds size to muscle.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you stronger. That's the purpose of the protein. The protein rebuilds those broken muscle cells.
And if you want to rebuild them faster, boy, hit them roids, my nigga. Hit that roid.
Oh, no. We ain't deviating from what's natural.
Hey, man. Hey man, hear me out. What do you do? Okay, first of all, let's break this little argument down of natural. First of all, you're hitting protein powder, all right? That's synthetic shit. I'm sorry, that is synthetic, all right. Second of all, it does. I'm not saying that you should go hit up roids, but I'm just saying like people who are hitting roids, it's totally fine, man. People are doing synthetic shit, but all steroids do, it just builds your muscle faster, all right. So you can do insane shit. Just be careful with it, all right. I don't do it. I don't condone people doing it, but just saying, like, from a purely, like, you know, a body perspective, it just heals faster.
That is not even remotely what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I know, Andrew. That's why I respect you. You have certain ways that you do things, and yeah, man. Should we call it? I think this has been pretty good. This has been exciting, dude. Thank you so much for being my first guest, and thank you for doing this. And I gotta say, I have to give you a little bit of a shout out. You know, when I thought about doing this, it was, you know, I'm not the most well-spoken individual for sure, and there is no doubt about, like, you know, but Andrew, you sort of gave me a little bit of the courage and a little bit of the push to do it. He gave me he gave me a little bit of advice to, like, hey, if you're gonna do this, don't. He sort of he sort of said that don't focus on the negative thoughts and just do you and be excited to do it, and that's what I like. I like the advice that you gave me. If you want to elaborate on it, go for it, man. But
you got 100% of what I was giving you. It's all about, you know, doing it for the pure, simple joy of yourself.
Yeah.
I really want this. Karn is one of the most hardworking individuals that I have ever known in my life. He's also a really good homie. He has always had my back 100% of the time. He's one of the most accountable people that I know in my life as well.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Same goes to you.
Seriously, if there's anybody who deserves success in any of your ventures, it's you.
Get out of here, boy. Don't put thoughts in my head right now.
I'm serious. So I hope the best for you, my friend, but I just want you to enjoy this podcast. Make it your own, man.
Thanks, man.
Make it a passion.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it.
One day I hope that we can do this in person. I can bring out more fucking equipment, and we can video cameras at you, video cameras at me, bro, and it's gonna be the whole hash out. It's gonna be the whole hash out.
No, I can't wait.
Yeah, if we just, you know, with God's blessing, I'm sure it can go places. And all right, homeboy, let's cut it. I love you. I hope everything goes well.
Love you too, G.
Yeah. All right, homeboy. Catch you later. Bye.